All right, guys, I've restarted this video a few different times because today I have set out to complete quite the task, which is designing for each of the star signs. And we're gonna get right into it with Aries. So I've gotten an Aries in my life. He's my husband, Sam. And I'm going to be designing for the Aries in your lives. If you're an Aries, this is what your space would look like. So as Aries are moving through life at a fast pace, they don't want to deal with the new nuance of the details. They have a very eclectic, flamboyant, brazen personality. There are so many good things that the Aries bring to our lives, and I wanted to design a space for them that really matches up with the lively things that they love to do as very active people. So let's say your Aries gets into a very lively game night. We want to think through a place where they'll love to entertain, have a very lively lifestyle, and is reflective of their personality. So with this in mind, I want the space to be incorporating some tones of primary colors. So for my bolder personality types, I like to go for a combination of reds, blues, and yellows in some form or another. I know this sounds really prescriptive, but I'm a Leo, which is very complementary to Aries, and this is what I would describe as like my personal taste that I'd like to bring in some to the color scheme for Aries. So for Aries, we may have a bright red couch with a matching bright red curtain inspired by one of Fabrizio Castirelli's spaces, and I'll link him. And I also want to bring in some golds to reflect their flashy personality, just a little bit understated. And I'd also like to offer the walls as being white. So with these white walls, it'll be a great contrast for the bold statement that Aries is making, also offering them some peace, some lightness as they're very active in their daily routines. So I'm providing some sample images, and Aries, I hope you love your space. We'll move right on to the next. All right, and moving on to Gemini, I have two color schemes to offer you that really fit in with your personality. Yes, you get two choices because of the twins inside of you. So for Gemini, because you are so curious, playful, and spontaneous, both of these color schemes represent those different sides to you. If you are tapping more into that lively, outdoorsy, present side of yourself, that would be a yellow, orange, and green combination I'd like to offer. That is something that we would work out through offering a few different stripes in your place, some bright colors. I definitely want to bring in that part of your personality into the space. And then also on the other side, if you are tapping into that more romantic side of yourself, this is like lively still really represents how curious and present you are, but is tapping more into that romantic side. I like to offer you a color combination of pink and reds, so you get two amazing choices. You can't go wrong, and that makes you truly unique into who you are. And in this space, I would love to offer you different places to work on your different activities, since you're so busy and curious and have a lot of things going on in your life. And yeah, it really reflects how lively your lifestyle is. So yeah, that is how I would start out in our Work Together Taurus, and I will take us to the next sign next. All right, Cancer. I am so excited to design for you as folks who really treasure their personal sanctuary. And what I would want to go for in your space is something that really leans into that ocean-like rhythmic kind of undulation, if you will, in your life. So what this would look like is incorporating some whites, some blues, and creating a protective environment where you can find your peace and calm. And as someone who is extremely loyal and has that outer shell, I would really want to lean into those cool tones and offer you a place where you can cozy up. We're going to have a lot of really comfortable, fuzzy, soft, pillowy things around where you can pamper yourself and recharge. And for all of the Cancers out there, I hope that this space suits you well. All right, Leos, I'm a Leo. I believe once I resolve all of my traumas, I will be finally a Leo, okay? Someone theatrical, who is really loyal, courageous, brave. Yeah, it takes a lot to be a Leo, can spot them from a mile away, and my Leo is a work in progress. So when I would design this space for fellow Leos, I would go all in on the red. So yeah, red is just such a vibrant, beautiful color. It's bold, it's royal, and I would love to lean into the symbolic nature of the lion by bringing in some gold tones as well. So definitely want to bring in that very theatrical side. You can think about the curtain falling on the stage, and that is very represented through that red we'll bring in to the space. Now with that red, you can go a couple different ways. So as I've mentioned, reds and pinks are very, very theatrical and bold to combine together and create this like very romantic atmosphere, which Leos are also really known for. And you can take that a slightly different way, a little bit more elevated, if you will, with some like reds and blues that lean more into that like aristocratic yeah, theatrical side. So those are some thoughts about Leo. Of course, I've given this some thought. I'm a little bit biased as Leo myself, and yeah, we'll head on to the next. Up next, we have Virgo, and I have a few Virgos in my life. And for the Virgos in my life, I know that they really love organization, and they're systematic in the way that they think about things. They're really well thought out. They take one input, they make sense of it, and they bring it into the world. And so with that in mind, I would love to create an environment for Virgos that is very thoughtful towards their own methodical way of thinking, and we're going to focus a lot on rhythm and harmony. So with that in mind, what that's going to look like are a combination of beiges and whites, and we're going to pull in some sages, a little bit of touch of sage green to calm them and bring them that peace of mind. And then to top it off, for our Virgos, we are really going to focus on organization. They love those systems. So we're going to focus on having a really nice organized tea drawer. The cabinets are all going to be labeled thoughtfully, and they're going to have a nice coffee station with an espresso machine. Okay, we're dreaming here. Okay, we can go as big as we want. So for all the Virgos out there, I hope that this represents what matters to you, and kind of fun once you're translating what you read from the sign to the space. All right, Libra. Libra, when I'm thinking about the things that matter to you, like justice and interest in the arts, really being thoughtful, we want your space to represent that as well. It is extra important as a sign who is prone to being a decorator or being very invested in the justice system, that your space is thoughtful. So I know if I'm working with you, Libra, as someone who has an attraction to the arts, you're going to want to weigh in. So this is one draft of many for you. And what I would propose for the spaces we put together for you to frame the artifacts that you have brought into your life that are very meaningful is going for a dark Merlot. I know we're going so bold here, but I want to bring in that thoughtful color that really brings in intellect and intellectual conversations into the space. And this could be like a dark wine color that we start with, that brings out the kind of glimmer and the ambient light that will shine on those artifacts that you bring in this moody space. So I will share an example. And with this in mind, I'd also love to start tapping into some charcoal detailing, and we'll probably bring in some lighter elements as well. So I hope you enjoy your space. I really love learning about your sign more. I think we get along really well. And yeah, I kind of feel like a Libra vicariously from reading about your interests. And on to the next sign. All right, my Scorpios. How many times can I say all right between the signs? I don't know, but here we are. Scorpios. I'm so excited to design for you all. Oh my goodness. I feel like you're the sign who may relate to my appreciation for spooky and witchy items the most. And I mean that in the best of ways, of tapping into our intuitions and bringing things into our spaces that bring texture, personality, a sense of humor. And Scorpio, I hope it's not too on the nose, but when I'm designing for you, I would love to indulge in building out some moody spaces that really tap into that enigmatic personality that you have. So yeah, we could go for like a dark navy to a dark midnight color, and bring in all kinds of different shades. We could either go a little monochromatic, we could go a little complementary, and I'll show some example images, but what I want to go for here is truly a mood of feeling safe and at home, in a place where you can connect with your loved ones, for Scorpio, who is very invested in those relationships, and really get into the zone. So I can see some candles being lit, I can see some deep conversations being had, and connection taking place. Scorpio, I hope you love your space, and yeah, let me know what you think. Did I hit the nail on the head a little bit too close to home? Let me know. All right, well, on to the next. Sagittarius, I am so excited to design for you as someone who is always roaming. I've got a little bit of that inside of me too, and yeah, just embracing all of your adventures. Thought about the color scheme of orange and green to represent this liveliness, this thirst for life that keeps you on the move. So this is a very unique color scheme to represent your personality and your thirst for life and knowledge, and I think represents that liveliness. So when we go for this, we will be looking at ways to either amp up those brighter tones of orange and green, to bring out that like enthusiasm, that hunger, or we'll be looking to mute that down with the orange and greens to give you a calming space to counteract all of your adventurousness and the things that tap you into the world around you. So I hope you enjoy your space. Let me know what you think, and we'll move to the next sign. All right, Capricorn. So one thing that is so unique about you is your tenacity and resilience for climbing your way to the top, as well as the flip side of that, as a mischievous troublemaker who is willing to go out and party all night. So I have twofold ideas for how we could approach your space that I think can fit in really well. So to really tap into that resilience and that thoughtfulness that you bring to your day-to-day life, I always think of mid-century modern spaces with gorgeous wood paneling. And what I love about these spaces is that, to me, they really do represent this grounding effect of being resilient and also going after the things you want. It's hard to explain, but these spaces have wisdom to them, they have age, and they are also extremely durable. So let's lean into that mid-century modern vibe that will aid to both sides of your personality. So one side being someone who's extremely dedicated, and the other side being able to like light up the party, which mid-century modern does very, very well. And then moving back into your space, let's go for a statement wallpaper in some of the more private sides of your home. Who doesn't like to end the night with a statement wallpaper in the bathroom? So I'll include some ideas, and you'll have to let me know what you think about this space for your personality type. All right, Aquarius. I want to bring forward a color scheme to your life that really represents your big heart and offers a calming space for a place to kind of counteract all of the energy you put into others. And this space will pour back in energy as you restore. So I love to go for a light pink and white. We'll throw in some contrast as well, but the idea around this space is that as we have these creams and whites and pinks mixed in, you feel the love surrounding you that you give to others. And I find something so comforting and homey about this color scheme. And I hope that this serves you well. Okay, last but certainly not least, Pisces. You're getting quite a unique thought from me on a space, because I can see how all of the things you absorb from life being so sensitive represent a big picture. I'm thinking about like a field with a sunset behind it. And what I'm trying to get across is that in the way you move through the world, tapping into all of these different human experiences, there are so many textures and emotions that you carry with you in your body. And I really want to paint a picture in your space that represents something beautiful, like a memory, something that is beautiful that you've carried with you. So that would be, if we go back to that portrait image that I was just talking about, this could be like that field with a sunset behind it, some pinks, some greens, some blues, some golds. Let's mix them in together and come up with a very unique space that fits a very calming mood for you at the end of the day, as you've been absorbing so much out in the world. Well, I can't believe I underwent that challenge. I hope you like the space I designed for you, and if not, that's okay. This has been so fun. I mean all of it in jest, and taking my first stab at our star signs here. And I'm sure if I got a little bit more knowledgeable, I'd get even better about it. But let's say you didn't love your space, still reach out. Let me know what you think. I want to hear the critique, because it could be a great conversation starter for us. Maybe, you are someone I gave a bright red and pink color scheme to, and your preference is minimalist with a white couch and a beige wall. Yeah, circumstances and lifestyle have a lot to do with it. So if that is the case, let's start the conversation. My name is Yeah, my name. My website is rachaelinteriors.com, and you can also reach me on Instagram and TikTok at rachaelinteriors. Thanks for tuning in. This was quite the journey.